Hi everyone, I am back for another review, and I am going to be reviewing Citizen Kane. It premiered in 1941 and it stars Orson Welles. Orson Welles was actually a great actor of his time, and he is someone that thought Citizen Kane was his best film. And it is ranked high in terms of film historians and film buffs. They all like his film. And the story is essentially William Randolph Hearst's, who was a newspaper publisher at that time. The character that Orson Welles plays is based off of him, and that is Charles Foster Kane. And it's basically a man who's a newspaper publisher who wants the world to run according to him and his own opinions. And that is what, as a newspaper publisher, he wanted. Similar to like a Rupert Murdoch or any of these other people who publish media, but then they also want their opinions out there as well. With with Charles Foster Kane, it was basically a man that wants to run the world, but also at the same time, he wants everything in his life to make sure it goes smoothly. He's basically a control freak in the movie, and that gets him in trouble in a whole lot of places. It it helps him. It kind of ruins his relationships. He's someone that wanted a lot of political power, but he is also someone that wants to be able to be loved, but also at the same time does a lot of things that many people find objectionable, and that is and the whole movie often documents that. It is a movie that helps him be able to uh, impose his opinions on others, but also he wants to come across as a humanitarian. That was my gist of the movie, and I felt that character was kind of disingenuous. He felt that he wanted to help people, but also at the same time he was doing a lot of things that were wrong. Um, for all of you, I suggest you watch the movie Citizen Kane. It it runs the way how an old movie does. It's one of my favorite classic movies, I have to say, because it encompasses everything. It encompasses everything, I must say. It encompasses suspense. It encompasses love. It encompasses power. It uh, encompasses human nature in its forms. It's basically a rich man living in a very wealthy mansion in Florida called Xanadu, that that where he feels he can run the world according to him. And throughout the movie, that was my understanding of it. And he makes everybody go crazy at some point, and he ultimately at the end commits suicide in the movie. But he just drove a lot of people crazy. He was just a very toxic person, and also he was someone that didn't really connect with people as much as he expected it. He was never someone to take someone's constructive criticism or do things like that. He was someone that wanted to run the world according to him, and with that comes a lot of negative things and maybe a little positive things in the short term. But at the end, a lot of negative things comes his way. His love life falls apart. He had a couple marriages. People at some point just didn't want to believe him anymore, so he kind of lost his cachet as the movie went on. And that is something that I took away from the movie: is no matter how rich and powerful you are, if you don't care for people, at some point karma will catch up to you. And that was my gist of this movie, my understanding of this movie. And I feel that, I think as time goes on, it is something that I recommend everybody to watch. You learn a lot in the movie about love, about power, about family, and about greed, jealousy, all those sort of things. And I feel that the more you tune into the movie, the better understanding you will have of it. And it's still themes that everybody still talks about to this very day. And it's actually a great movie, and I highly recommend it. The U.S. Library of Congress uh, uh, kept the archive because it represents cultural significance, and I think they're right. Even to this day, there is some cultural significance to it. It's Orson Welles. He plays Charles Foster Kane in Citizen Kane, and it's 1941. And I hope you all enjoy the movie, and I'll see you guys at the next review.